I'll tell you this, and this is where I messed up. Um, I didn't think about it, but as soon as I got this text from CVS, I think it was the beginning of 2015, and I was working in Lavelle store, and I get this text that comes across on that phone. James Collins still packs it around to this day, from my understanding. Pushes calls through it, does whatever he fucking wants to do it. But CVS sent a text message through that phone, and it said on it to hold down on this little thing that was I guess whatever the little thing is that come with it, and it took me to the thing that told me there was Percocet to be picked up at CVS at this time. And I told Lavelle, I said, I'm gonna run down there and see what's going on. I said, because I don't get any Percocet. I don't get any prescriptions of any kind, and CVS doesn't fill anything for me. Because I don't get any prescriptions. So I run down there to CVS in London, Kentucky. And I go in and I ask the woman, I said, ma'am, I said, what is this about? And I show it to her on the phone. And it says Sonia Collins on it. It said Sonia Collins right on it. And I said, what's this about? And she prints off this little piece of paper and hands it to me. And it says spouse pickup only. I said, and it said James Collins on it. I said, how can he be sitting and feeling something and him the only one that can pick it up if it's got my name on it? So I go out to the parking lot because it's supposed to be just a few more minutes before whatever pickup time it is. And that's when I think that's where I was talking about earlier. That's how I seen that guy packing out them bags of prescriptions, or that bag of prescriptions. And I went home and I told James, and I took that little piece of paper CVS gave me. And I went back and I told James, I said, what is this about? What is this about? And he told me he didn't know what it was about, but he'd find out. That was the last I heard about it. And then all of a sudden my phone wouldn't work at all. Like I said, I couldn't even see Facebook on the phone. The phone button icon would disappear and all kinds of stuff. But what I should have done, I didn't think about this at the time because I thought, well, this has to be some kind of mix-up. This has to be some kind of mix-up. But what I should have done is stood right there at the counter and told them, hey, you need to call the police and you need to have them here because I don't know why it's got James Collins to pick up Percocet in my name, in Sonia Collins. And that text come through on this phone. And I think that's the way it was explained to me now in 2000, this is April 16, 2019, the way, because I've asked everybody stuff like this. I've asked everybody, why was this going on, or what was this about, or I've talked to anybody I can talk to about things to ask them why this stuff happened or why this was going on or whatever. And everybody told me that before he started taking the phone completely apart and messing with it, he was just having the calls to go through his phone, like forwarding. So even though somebody was calling the number that I was sitting and telling people was my phone number all those years, and I went in AT&T numerous amount of times, and I'd say, hey, call this number. This is the number. You say, this is the phone associated with this phone number, and they'd stand right there and call it, and the phone wouldn't even ring. And that was in 2015, 2016. And finally, right at the end of 2015 is when I just left the phone with him. I just completely left the phone with him. James has had that 606-307-5878, and they've told me that he's been forwarding calls through it for years before he even took it apart at the end of 2015. Before he even started taking it apart and altering it, that he had made the AT&T thing and would go in online somehow or another and put what calls he wanted to go through my phone to his. That's what they told me. And I guess when that one from CVS came through, somehow or another, that text message or whatever, like I said, they printed off a little sheet of paper and it said spouse pickup. But it sure as hell wasn't James picking them up. And I go straight home and I asked James, I was like, James, what is this about? But I didn't even think about it. I just left the little sheet of paper CVS gave to me. And a few days later, James told me it was some kind of mix-up. Well, hell, I didn't get any prescriptions from CVS, so I just assumed it was a mix-up. But you can watch out for that.